ProLifeNews.tv and NationalProLifeRadio.net. I'm here with Congressman Hunter, and we're at the Washington briefing. And you gave a speech a while ago, and it was quite good. And obviously, a lot of people are trying to get the attention of the values voters in this country. What can you say to the pro-life people out there that lets them know how you feel about pro-life issues?
Well, you know, I think what most of them do is look at my record, and I've been in Congress for 26 years and never changed my position. I'm 100% pro-life, and I am the author of the Life Begins at Conception Act. And I told the folks today that if I'm president and I have a judicial candidate in front of me, and that candidate can look at a sonogram of an unborn child and not see a valuable human life, I want to point that candidate to the federal bench. It's as simple as that. So it's a pretty clear message to the value vote.
It makes sense to me. And what about as far as embryonic stem cell research and those kinds of things? Are you solid on those too?
Yeah, I don't think we need embryonic stem cell research. We've got lots of adult stem cells that give everything that we need.
And the cord blood as well?
Absolutely. For the research that needs to be done. This is more of a political issue than it is a scientific issue. This push by the left wing to involve embryonic stem cell research.
I think a couple of the topics that are sort of sensitive are in vitro fertilization, which we know the doctors use selective reduction when they get a certain number too many, let's say more than two. A lot of people don't like to touch that topic because of that. So many women and couples looking to have relationships with children. What do you think about in vitro fertilization?
Well, you know something, on issues like that, you got to do a lot of analysis, but here's my general position, my general philosophy. Anything that tends to degrade life is something that I'm not going to be supportive of. I think that the Republican Party, my party, Lincoln's party, is founded on an appreciation for the value of human beings, and that includes unborn human beings, as well as other people who have been disenfranchised at various times in our history. I think if we start to push away the value of human beings, then the party that Lincoln built, my Republican Party, will be no more. So on issues like that, take a look at the issue and see if it tends to devalue or degrade human life. That should be the test. If it devalues or degrades human life, then we should oppose it.
Okay. And the last one would be as far as the gender selection, sex selection. In India and China, they banned the selection of females, males, because in China, for instance, there's 10 million men who will never be married because they've been killing their women for so long. Now they're coming to America to do what they can't do in China or India. What are we going to do about the sex selection problem we have in the...
Yeah, well, I think that's another problem. And obviously the killing of female babies, which has occurred at a fairly high rate in parts of China, is devastating. And the anticipation of that, and the one-child policy that China adopted, which told Chinese families they could only have one child because otherwise you'd have a forced abortion, has moved some of those families to kill their unborn girls, which is terrible. So anything that tends to, again, to devalue human life, whether it's done on the basis of sex selection or some other reason, is something that I would oppose. So I think what you got to do is you got to sit down, you got to look at those issues and analyze them, but always measure them up against the metric. Does it devalue human life?
Sounds good. HR 618 still live. It's going to go through into the next session.
You're talking about our Life Begins at Conception bill. Last year we got about 100 co-sponsors on that. I'm not sure if we're up to 100 yet, but we're always going to have that bill.
Okay.
Because that bill would allow us to beat Roe v. Wade.
Well, I believe that. I think a lot of other people do. So we'll support it and support you. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
Appreciate it.
All right.